Are you wondering what subjects to cover, what curriculum choices to use, and how to fit it all in when you have multiple kids of different ages and grades? Well, today I'm going to show you what it looks like for us. Hey guys, it's Bonnie from Mrs. Mom's Homeschool, and welcome to my channel. And if you're new here, I'm a homeschooling mom to 3. I've been homeschooling since 2012, and I make videos to help you on your homeschooling journey. So make sure to check out the rest of my videos and playlists and subscribe if you like that kind of content. Today I want to take you back in with me on a homeschool day in the life. We've done a lot of these different types of videos, but today I want to go a little bit more depth and talk about what I'm using for each of my kids in their different grade levels. And I want to show you a look into the curriculum, what we're using, how we like it, in a day in the life style video. So today I had a preschooler with me that I get to teach twice a week, and then I have a first grader, a kindergartner, first grader. So I have preschool, kindergarten, first grade, 4th grade, and 8th grade. So I'm going to show you a look into what we have done today, what we use for every subject, what subjects we teach, and it's not going to be a super long video. It shouldn't be anyway. So this looks different for everybody. So I want you to remember as you're watching these day in the life videos that when we make these videos for you guys, we don't put in the disciplining, we don't put in the whining, the crying. We probably should. Might actually make a video on that. I just don't want to embarrass my kids, so that's why I haven't done it. But we don't put in the hardships. You know, we make these videos so that you can see what it is that we're doing. So don't think that we have it all together and everything is perfect. This video is just so you can see what we're using and how I attempt to fit it all in a day. So normally in the morning, we wake up at 7, and normally about 8 o'clock in the morning, I usually have my son do his solo work. That way if he needs me time before the girls get here at 9 o'clock, the other 2 girls that I homeschool, he has all of my attention. So from 8 to 9, I would normally have him do his math and language arts, and that's like the majority of his solo work, and it'll make his day go by a lot faster. I also tend to try to fit in reading with my kindergartner at that time, but today that didn't work out. Today was Friday, and I allowed them to sleep in a little bit later, so we just did it all together. The first thing I do in the mornings when the kids get in here is our group subjects. Now for the group subjects, we are doing Spanish, science, and history. These are all of our electives. I'm going to show you what we're using for each one. Today was a science day, so we alternate science and history. We do history twice a week, Monday and Wednesday, and then Thursday and Friday we do science. I always like to start the mornings with Homeschool Spanish because it's a light little course and the kids love it, and it just gets them excited to continue with the day. It gives the school a good vibe and a good energy. So we're doing Homeschool Spanish Book 1. Basically, they learn Spanish through singing. So I'm just going to show you a lesson. If you want a complete review, I'm going to link that video on every video of every review that I've done with all of this curriculum in the description below. This week we're learning classroom commands. So here it is. Here it goes. Homeschool Spanish. Tangle.
Siéntate, siéntense in your seat, in your seat, in your seat.
Arlen.
Levántate, levántense on your feet. Get up on
You're fine right
your
there.
feet.
Perfect.
Escribe, escriban, write so neat, write so neat, write so neat. Repite, repita, please repeat. After me, repeat.
So for science, we are using the Good and the Beautiful intro to energy. Did you guys like yesterday's lesson?
Yes. I forgot.
So this is the intro to energy. We talked about energy.
Oh yeah.
We actually literally introduced you to energy. And today we're going to we talked about what energy was yesterday. Can you guys give me some examples of energy?
Energy is the sun.
The sun, yeah. What else? The lamp. Adeline, can you? The lamp. Alexa uses energy. What else uses energy? So for today's lesson, we are going to build an atom using different colored Play-Doh.
I thought you meant Adam and Eve.
Adam and Eve. Adam is spelled A-T-O-M-S. Atoms. And then we're going to use this, and they're going to build atoms. So we're going to talk about what an atom is. They're going to make their own.
I like that.
And then we're also going to talk about forms of energy.
I watch you as you drive. Do you know I'm looking? And I can't help but smile. Do you know how much I love you? You put my favorite song on. I put my feet up, and we just sing along. And I can't help but feeling, just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together? If I could stop the time, don't you know that I would? 'Cause I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? Forever. 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 I watch you as you sleep. You don't know I'm looking with you every.
On the days that we have history, we are using Beautiful Feet's Early American History for grades 1 to 3. My son is 9, but he's in 4th grade. But this is perfect for him. I've tried the Good and the Beautiful History for early elementary. I've tried Knockrass History. I've tried History of the World. Story of the World. Yeah, Story of the World. And for the lower grades, this is by far my favorite. So I'm going to show you what we're learning. What I love about the Beautiful Feet curriculum is that they just give you a story to read about a certain topic or a certain person in history, and then you have this teacher's guide, and you have printables so they can put it inside their notebooks, and it has the lessons. The lessons tell you what pages to read, so you're not reading the whole book in one day, and then it gives you different questions and discussions to do, and then you have different things that to cut out and color, or maps to line up and put into their notebooks. There's lots of colorful imagery in here and pictures, and we're really liking this. They're actually understanding what's going on for once. This is a sample of the notebook that got stuck, but in the first lesson they had to copy a Bible verse. It said, "Before I formed you in the womb I knew you," and then they had to do fingerprints. We're talking about Eric the Red and the Vikings, so they glued the picture there. They were able to color it if they wanted to. And then they had a map of his travels, and you can see very lightly they drew the route that he traveled to get from Norway to Greenland. So after our group subjects, we'll break off and do one-on-one work. Now this looks different depending on the day, how the kids are feeling, what activities they've gotten into. Now to keep this video organized and you guys on track, we're gonna do one kid at a time, and we're gonna go backwards in grade and age. So I'm gonna start off with my 4th grader because today he got to do his work first, so he was done first. So if you want to see what his exactly like everything we're using in just a video all about his stuff, check out the video on the card above. So on top of his electives, which are Spanish, History, and Science, he is doing IEW, the Good and the Beautiful Language Arts Level 4, Beast Academy Math. He's also doing computer technology on FLVS, which also incorporates typing. We were doing keyboarding without tears, but then that course incorporated typing, so we stopped. We're gonna continue that after this is over. And then he does handwriting. So let's look at what all of that looks like. This is Beast Academy Math, and he is able to earn points and use them to create his own monsters. What I love about the curriculum is that the lessons are comic books, and there's a little story to it. So it's not just like a dry textbook lesson, it's actually in the form of a comic book. In today's lesson, he's doing long division through word problems. And so when it's a complicated lesson, I take it over to the chalkboard or to the whiteboard and teach him how to do it there. So I did not purchase the very expensive IEW entire unit. The price is kind of what held us back from getting the whole thing, because I didn't even know how it was going to work and I didn't want to pay all that money for it. But this my daughter used at co-op a couple of years ago, so I'm just basically using this book. So it's ancient history based writing lessons, implementing structure and style. So we've only done 1 week, but he actually really likes it. If you watch any of my other videos, you know my son hated writing, and he's liking this, even though we just did 1 lesson. He read this paragraph here on the ancient world, and then this is he had to make a keyword outline, and then for a couple of days he had to repeat this paragraph using only his keywords for a couple of days, and then learn about and then review his vocabulary words for the week. For language arts, my son is on the level 4 part 2 course book. And today he basically had to read me some challenging words. He had to read a couple of poems. He had to do some spelling drills. He learned about haiku poetry. And he did some discussion questions about the haiku poetry. We went to the library yesterday so my son can get a book to read. And he chose Stranded 2, Trial by Fire, even though we didn't even read Stranded 1. But it's about a family that's shipwrecked on a jungle island and how they survive. So I thought that would be cool to teach him some survival skills. This would be a cool read out loud, actually. The last subject my son has to do for the day is his FLVS, which is the Florida Virtual School Technology and Computer course. I chose to do this for him for a couple of reasons. One, I'm not sure if he, like his older sister, is going to be attending a high school when he enters that age, and I want him to be prepared if we do decide to go this route. When he gets to middle school, he'll be transitioning to more online courses just to get him used to their style of teaching. And the second reason is I don't have any computer courses, and this computer course is basically what you get when you're in school. It teaches you the basics of how to use a computer, files and folders, it does coding and lots of cool things like that. So right now he had to print out an assignment, do the assignment, and then he has to take a picture of it and submit it to his teacher for grading. Right now everybody's occupied doing something, so I'm taking this time to sit with my little preschooler and do a few little activities with her. Because she only comes twice a week, I don't have a curriculum for her. We kind of go with the flow, and sometimes I'll teach her letters, sometimes numbers, sometimes we'll do a craft or just read stories. It depends on what I have on hand and what she's in the mood for. All of the kids do handwriting. My preschooler uses Handwriting Without Tears because it's a book that we already had here for when my kindergartner was in preschool, and I really like it for the early stages, but the rest of my kids use the Good and the Beautiful handwriting. They love the handwriting course because it incorporates handwriting along with drawing and coloring and mazes and different things like that. So I never have a problem getting any of my kids to do handwriting. Now my kindergartner and my first grader are both learning how to read. For my kindergartner, I started when she was 4 doing Teach Your Child to Read and 100 Easy Lessons. I love this way of teaching kids to read because it worked so well for my 9-year-old when he was little. But for my first grader, she's using the Good and the Beautiful Level K to help her reading. This course is also a great course. It includes sight word drills, phonics cards, mini books, and fun activities, and it's a lot more enjoyable than Teach Your Child to Read in 100 Easy Lessons, but at the end we'll see which is more effective. Because my kindergartner is not doing a language arts curriculum right now, I will sometimes incorporate Right Shop Primary into her school day, and this is a gentle introduction into writing. We just have writing prompts, and I ask her questions and ask her to answer me complete sentences, and then I write them down. And then at the end of each unit, she'll have a little project, like in this one here where she had to draw her favorite animal and then dictate to me a sentence about it. Now we're jumping into math for my kindergarten and my first grader. For my first grader, I used Dimensions Math 1A and 1B. We are still in book 1A. Now, I absolutely love Dimensions Math. Now, if I was a student doing math and was homeschooled, I would definitely choose Dimensions Math because it teaches great mental math skills, which is why my son is so great at his mental math skills. He only went up to level 3 though before we switched him over to Beast Academy. The problem with the Dimensions Math is I see that all the kids end up hating it eventually. I don't know if this is true for every other course, but we always end up changing out of this math. I also made a video in the card above comparing Singapore math and Dimensions Math. If you guys are interested in that, make sure you check that out. So we may be switching over to the Good and the Beautiful level 1 math for my first grader, which is what I'm also using for my kindergartner. So my 5-year-old is doing the Good and the Beautiful Math K, and she is in course book number 2. And we put all of her manipulatives in a plastic bin like this. So the first thing she does every day is her calendar. And we use these stickers to put in every day. Today she's going to do 3 stickers because of the weekend. And then she also does her place value chart that counts how many days of math she's done. So she's going to color one in. We're going to change the number. She's going to tell me what number that is. And I really love, and she really loves, the Good and the Beautiful Math the way it is. They are changing it, and they are changing it because a lot of people felt like it was too wordy, but we love it. We enjoy it just the way it is. So today for math, she's doing doubles 1 to 5, and if she gets it easy, because I've already been teaching her this just for fun over the months, we'll actually do it. Now my 8th grader does Florida virtual school and doesn't like to be on camera. And I help her throughout the day with all of her coursework. Today we spent a lot of time doing algebra while the kids were playing. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Got a few ideas of different things you may want to use. Maybe some ideas on how to incorporate it all. If you really want to see a homeschool day in the life of how it goes and flows, I have actually a playlist right here and a bunch of different days and different ways that we have done our day in the life videos. So make sure you guys check that out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.